Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to VA Friyays. Hopefully, you guys had a great week, and I am testing out some new podcasting equipment. So, hopefully, you guys can hear me well and everything's working out as far as audio goes. Alrighty, so we're going to be talking about how you can talk through to your clients, to your database, to your sphere, what's going to be happening with home prices, with housing market through this recession. So I'm going to give you some data points. I'm going to give you some graphics through this video to kind of show you what's actually going to happen most times to home prices through a recession. Before we get right into it, do a quick dad joke. So, did you guys hear about the kidnapping at school? The kid's fine. He just woke up. All right. So getting right into it. I want to share my screen right now, and I'm going to show you what's actually happening with home prices during a recession. So in this graph, what you're seeing is something called the Case-Shiller Index. This Case-Shiller Index tracks what's going on with depreciation year after year after year. As you can see, it goes up. Now, if you average the last since the 1940s, home prices have gone up about 3 to 5% per year on average. Okay, it's not every year, but it's on average. Now, you've noticed that it goes up, and then there's that huge, crazy peak, and then it drops right off in 2008 timeframe where the housing market crashed. Well, if you also notice that we're also in a recession period, based on this shaded dark area, and you notice all these other shaded dark areas noting all the recessions that we've been through since the 60s. So, and then the most recent one we came out of was 2020. Now, if you notice all the shaded areas and what's happened at the beginning of recession to the end of the recession, home prices, for the most part, went up. The only time it went down was during the 2008 housing market crash. And as we all know, that was a systematic failure of the mortgage industry. So when there's not a lot of regulations in a specific industry or field, sometimes it implodes on itself, and that's exactly what happened. This was less of a recessionary thing, but more of a situation where the mortgage industry just went out of control. So, and they got caught basically. But you can notice out of the last 8 recessions, if you just took this one out and it's just one, if you look at all the other recession periods, we've had home prices go up at least 5% during the recession period. Why is that? Well, it's because during a recession, typically mortgage rates are typically at their best. Mortgage rates being at their best will bring out more buyers. Bringing out more buyers will cause more competition in the marketplace. Therefore, home prices go up. Now, another consideration is that during recession, unemployment's typically at its highest, right? Makes total sense. That's a great point. Here's the other thing about that, though. Typically, those who are getting laid off or at some point for some reason don't have a job are people in entry level positions or in positions that the company doesn't technically need, like a coffee person, right? So they basically went down to the essential personnel that they needed. So typically, those people who are in those positions, or even start at the new job, or are the intern, are typically are people who wouldn't buy a house anyway, right? These are also typically people who are gig workers, people who are like in the service industry, things like that. So typically, not the people who typically buy homes. The people who typically buy homes who are able to buy homes are people in the military, people who work for the government, the federal jobs. It's a little bit they have a lot more job security than most. So there's still going to be a lot of people eligible to still buy a home during the recessionary period. Just look at 2020. A lot of us had a lot of great successes in 2020, even though there was a lot of people out of work. So there's still a lot of opportunity out there. There is going to be a lot of opportunity. And this is a way to get in front of your clients, in front of your sphere, to make you look like a market specialist, because that's what you are. And they know exactly how to use your advice to grow their own personal wealth by buying a house. So hopefully this information helps. If you are on my email list, I'm going to include this picture and this photo into the email, and that way you can use that. You can take my script, the email, and basically make your own video. So or make your own post. You don't have to do a video if you're not comfortable. Just do your own post. Anyway, that is all I got for you guys this week. Hopefully, you guys have a great weekend. I will talk to you guys on Monday. Nuke out.